Hey, I'm Coach Yesse. Welcome to my channel. If we've never met, it's very nice to meet you. I am a certified nutritionist and a certified personal trainer that loves food and everything to do with food. I like to share what I'm cooking, what I'm eating, how I meal prep, in hopes that I will help you and give you some ideas. Today I'm going to show you how to make red chili pork and how to calculate the calories and macros of a serving. You can serve it with beans, rice, or on its own. Or like my husband, heat up a flour tortilla and put it in a burrito. You'll need 3 pounds of pork shoulder. I'm only using about 2.5 pounds today because that's what was in my freezer. And we're on shelter in place order due to the coronavirus, and I'm trying to minimize my trips to the grocery store. When I'm in a dieting phase, I will use pork loin. You'll also need 2 cloves of garlic, 15 to 20 red chilies, dried red chilies. You can also use chile ancho or chile pasilla. They have a little bit of a different flavor profile, but they should work. You also need half a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of salt. All right, let's get started. First, you want to rinse the red chilies and make sure there's no surface dirt on them. Fill a pot with water to boil the red chilies in. You want to set the heat to high to bring it to a boil quickly, but watch it carefully because you don't want to end up with a big mess. Every once in a while, you'll want to move them around to make sure that they all get soaked with water and cook pretty evenly. And turn the heat down so it doesn't boil over once it starts boiling. And after about 15 to 20 minutes, they'll get nice and soft. And then they'll be ready for you to drain them. Go ahead and turn off the heat. And get a plate ready to put them on. Now you want to pull them out and let them cool off. And now you want to remove the seeds, the veins, and the stems. You can leave the seeds, and the veins are sort of hard to all get off, but I do take the bigger ones off. I probably leave most of them. You can leave the seeds if you want, but you definitely don't want to leave the stems. I moved the plate so you can see what I'm doing. If only I could clean up the chili this quickly in real life, that would be great. And now you want to fill up the blender cup with about 2 cups of water. You'll want to throw 2 cloves of garlic in there. All of the chili that you cleaned up. Followed by a half teaspoon of cumin. And a teaspoon of salt. Blend that right up until it is nice and smooth. And now you want to weigh the raw meat on the food scale to figure out how much raw meat you have in grams before you cook it. Sorry, I'm using my hands. It's just so much easier to take the meat out of the package with my hands. And actually, my mom tells a story from when I was a kid where I learned how to eat with a spoon. Then I decided that the spoon wasn't efficient enough, so I went back to eating with my hands. So that must be where that came from. I'm going to discard the trash and wash my hands, and I'll be right back. And now I'm writing down the weight of the pork shoulder, which is 1,121 grams. Use a fine mesh strainer to add in the red chili. This keeps out all the solids and the skins and keeps it from having a weird texture. I was too lazy to set up the camera lights, and I really paid for it because the lighting got really weird during this part, so hopefully you can see everything that I'm doing still. And once you're all done with that, mix it well with the same spatula that you used to add the red chili. And then you want to cover it and put it in the fridge for at least 4 hours to marinate. I usually leave it overnight and then cook it the next day. And now it's the next day and it's time to cook it. You'll want to set the heat to medium-high heat, and then eventually later you will turn it down to low. You'll want to stir it occasionally just to make sure that it cooks evenly. And turn down the heat a bit so it doesn't cook so quickly. And ta-da! Magic ingredients appeared for chicken stir fry right there on the left. Now we're going to keep stirring, and we're going to turn the heat down more just to ensure that it doesn't burn, and keep mixing it. You could even cook it on low heat the entire time. It actually makes it really tasty, but it just takes a really long time. And this is what the finished red chili looks like. It's ready to serve with some beans, some rice, and a tortilla, or all on its own. Yum. Alright friends, well that's it for today. Come back next week to see what I'm making. I don't even know what it will be yet. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the little bell to get a notification when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Let me know if you try this recipe or if you have any questions.